Hi there, and welcome to changelifeforever.co.uk. It's Scott, the host of the podcast, speaking. And today we're going to talk about how to find yourself because, sometimes in life we just forget who we are. We lose ourselves in life. We get caught up in, everyday things, and we kind of lose ourselves. We lose that person that we used to be. And that could be lots of different reasons, having kids, different relationships, new jobs, different things, boredom, all sorts of things. And we can find ourselves just, meandering through life rather than really making life what it is for us. So today I kind of just wanted to talk about, how I found myself again, because the last time that I got divorced, it really was out the blue, and it was a I don't love you anymore, and that's kind of it. Don't want to talk about it. And all of a sudden, your life changes dramatically. And I think it was at that point where I really actually realized that I should do more for myself in life. I committed myself to a relationship and, looking after my daughter and doing everything I could for them because generally I'm a little bit too kind sometimes and I put others before myself, which is something, again, we have to learn not to do in life. But it was amazing some of the things that you come up with, because you think, okay, I'm free, I can go and do what I want, and I'll do this and I'll do that. And actually, most of the time, you don't. So, some of those things that you think you would like to do just make you unhappy because you're not doing them. When the reality is, you know, you should be having fun and enjoying yourself in life. So, kind of what I did was I just made sure that I went out and met more people. And what I realized is the more people that I met, the more you understand about who you are as a person because you learn to communicate and socialize in different ways. And, you learn the value of other people and what they have to give you and what you have to give back. And, circumstances will always change, and you don't really know yourself until you've been in lots of different circumstances, and that's dealing with stress, dealing with anxiety, doing high performance sports, whatever it is, you don't really know yourself until you test those parts of yourself. What are you like when you're under stress at work? What are you like when you're under stress at home? What are you like when someone leaves you, for instance? All these different circumstances dictate who we are as a person and how we're going to act and how we're going to live our lives moving forward. No, I keep life simple now, to be honest. I kind of look after myself first and foremost. I have a plan and goals and life that I want to achieve, and I work hard to achieve those. And that doesn't mean that you have to be selfish and not give other people your time. You absolutely do. It's just you look after yourself as being number one. And I've done a previous podcast on living for yourself that you can check out on that. But it's really important to understand who you are, what drives you, what motivates you, what makes you feel good as a person, what would make you be happy, and what would make you get out of bed in the morning. Because when you find yourself and you are just yourself, and you're not trying to impress people, you're not trying to be somebody else, you're not trying to do things because you need to or you have to, but you're doing things because you generally just are a happy person, a kind person, and you can move forward knowing that every single day. You don't have to look over your shoulder, you don't have to look over your back. There's no lies involved, there's no you pretending to be in somebody else, or you thinking, oh my God, this is a bit of a pretense. And what are they going to realize? What are they going to think when they see what I'm like for real? And I see this a lot, when people meet each other, and you've probably seen it yourselves. You have a conversation with somebody, and all of a sudden their voice changes, or they go really posh, or they talk about things that kind of make them feel good. And the whole idea about communicating and relationships is listening to other people and asking them questions, finding out about them, not talking about yourself so much, but being confident in you and yourself, and being able to learn every single time that you enter a situation, and when you put yourself first in kind of a self-development phase, and you look at situations and go, actually, I could have done better at that, or maybe I shouldn't have said that, or maybe I could have done this differently. You deal with it in a proactive approach rather than an anxious approach. And it's really, really important that we all learn to find ourselves by just being ourselves. If people don't like us, that's fine. If circumstances, come along and blow us out the water, that's fine, because obstacles in life, again, if we deal with them proactively, we can get over them and we can move forward in life. But the big thing is finding out who you are as a person, what value you add to the world, what value you add to your own life and to other people's. And when you find that, life does become easier. When we stop listening to other people, we don't take their criticism. We objectively evaluate ourselves and look to do the best that we can. And we find ourselves by testing ourselves in different situations, and it's entirely up to you, how you kind of approach this. But working on yourself is a really important piece, because when you understand yourself, it really does get rid of that anxiety, because you're not questioning yourself about silly things. You're confident in yourself. You know who you are. You know what your capabilities are. So rather than saying no to doing something, you'll look at it and go, yeah, actually, I could do that. I could probably do it better if I had this, that, and the other. But I'll have a go. I'll have a bash and I'll go and do it. And by doing more things in life, you'll find out more about who you are as a person. You know, with your kids, for instance, sitting down, talking to them, finding out about their emotions, who they are, what they think and feel. It's really, really interesting uh, to listen to how kids think and feel, because everybody in life feels and thinks things differently than we do. And when they find themselves and you encourage them to be themselves, you're not criticizing them. You're making sure that you concentrate on telling them how great they are at stuff, how good they are at certain subjects at school or whatever, and making them feel good about themselves. Then they will find themselves too, and they will feel comfortable. There's nothing worse in life than having to feel as if you have to act a certain way in front of anybody. You should always be yourself. And by being yourself, that will allow you to find yourself. So there's loads of more hints and tips and blogs on the blog that I put together for you. So there's a bigger breakdown of, what the things are that you can do to find yourself again if you are a bit lost, and you need that motivation to move forward in life, and you want some ideas about how you can find yourself. So do visit that. It's changelifeforever.co.uk/blog, and I'll speak to you again very soon. All my very best, Scott.